Why? Hello there, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages. My name is Mr. Doggo333, and welcome back to Heart to Iron 4, the New Order Last Days of Europe as Buryatia. Now, in the last video, we saw the fate of Yagoda, and we decided to, follow. Well, we can't unfollow and refollow spam of notification sounds. Haha, get fucked. We're doing some pretty solid, moves to focus on the, Sablinite path. Although, we actually are... We're doing an okay job right now. Oh, we were doing an okay job at balancing. Right now, the Bukharists are not doing well at all. So, yeah. Getting more industrial investments figured out. We're gonna have negative political power, but we'll figure it out. Sophia, with getting anticipation, but a helping of confusion, hunched next to her radio. She sat on her knees as she waited the announcement from Comrade Sablin. Every slight move met with an irritating creak from the loose, busted floorboard. The statement was set for about 4 p.m. And Sophia sat around her home watching her clock like a hawk until the very last moment. Now she listened to Sablin's words began to take form. Steeped in static and with wavering volume, the speech still felt clear as day to Sophia. Good afternoon, comrades. Many of my advisors and I have realized that although we have strived for equality both at home and the workplace, there is still a group among us that cannot rightfully be called free or equal. Today, let it be known that the women, Buryatia, and Russia at large will be considered equal in the eyes of their male comrades. For how can we call ourselves revolutionaries if we still leave our Russian sisters in their shackles? Sophia shot to her feet, floorboard squeaking at the sudden movement, as thoughts ran in her mind. However, childlike excitement gave way to deep worries, and a new thought passed. How would they enforce this? She already knew the answer, and it saddened her. They couldn't. Pretty words meant nothing to those that wouldn't listen. Someday, she muttered as she resigned to her fate. Went to hang up her husband's clothes before he returned home. As she left, however, something caught her eye. A hatchet, leaning against the back door. Ever since she was a little girl, she'd wanted to chop the firewood, but it was always her brother's job. They said it wasn't woman's work. Then it hit her. This announcement wasn't a mandate, it was a blank check for her own personal revolution. So she decided today she would do what she wanted. Sophia hefted up the axe and went to chop wood. Dmitri could do his own laundry. Liberation. One swing at a time. We got free production units. Probably go ahead and put another one into military factories. And then probably need more guns, so we'll get focused on the guns. I was going to check the economy, which is here. Revolutionary Woman has been finished up. Next, we'll do the Torch of Hope. Dreams are fickle things. In their time, they wield unrivaled power. Dreams triumph over all reason, manipulating the reality itself to suit their whims. Indeed, dreams are influential actors. However, they find themselves no match for the morning sun, fading like a distant mirage into its yellow horizon. The people of Lake Baikal have awoken, and for the first time in history, the dream has not receded. What has started as an impassioned speech in a radio tower has grown into a massive movement. Simple rebellion. Spark needed to ride the social spirit. We have achieved one seemingly impossible task. With the end of tyranny, we march towards another. Reunification will not be easy, but it will be necessary. Let's carry the torch of hope across the east. The dreams of October not fade this day. 23rd barely managed to survive. Getting circled in Stalingrad was pretty much obliterating the process, losing 9% of her tanks. Good to know. It's not a dream. We're moving forward on, a credit rating. Trying to keep the deficit not too bad, although do I want to... I might just keep raw. I might just go for raw growth at this point. Sablin rose with his son, eventually making his way downstairs and into the streets. Though most had gotten to bed, there were still a few stragglers trying to keep last night's party going. Stopping at a water pump, Sablin washed the morning foulness out of his mouth and shuffled into the opera house, promising himself he never touched vodka again. The enormous theater was almost empty. Rubbing his eyes, Sablin mounted the stage to greet the central committee. Sitting around their meeting table, his closest comrades were sipping from glasses of vodka. Marquis waved his bottle's direction. "Bit of the hair of the dog that bit you," commented Sablin. Smiling, Sablin poured himself a splash of vodka and down in a single gulp. "Ah! Now I'm awake. Well, shall we discuss the liberation of the East?" Sablin was unable to suppress his laughter as comrades turned as one to glare at him blearily. He knew he ought to be as hungover as them, but he was so flushed with energy after last night, when the results of a referendum to reclaim Siberia for the revolution had come in. Unsurprisingly, the people voted overwhelmingly in favor of liberating all the peoples of Russia, as they had the oppressed peoples of Irkutsk. Face down on the table, Batura groaned and slowly raised her head. A map of Ari stuck to her chest. "Valera, can't this wait until tomorrow? I'm not much good to the revolution with my head hammering like this." Grinning impishly, Sablin refilled everyone's glass of vodka. "Comrades, the revolution waits for no one. Now, Comrade Brown, regarding the Eastern fascist. Man was born for love and revolution." So, I believe this is the smuta. I'm gonna go ahead, scavenge for some more loot. We have to do this to enable smuta, right? The revolution has taken hold here in Buryatia. However, the time has come to move on. For foothold now secured, we must spread the revolution to the rest of the East. Revolution shall spread from across the frozen tundras, across the icy Pacific coast. Blah. To achieve this dream, we shall establish a revolutionary war command. Sablin shall assemble his generals and officials to determine the plans for war. Together, they shall ensure that the revolution is unstoppable and inevitable, and that none in the East will be able to stand against the march of history. These lads need a foot-long sub and a Luzicate Sport instant hangover cure. Truly. Poverty reduction is getting there. We're pumping out more population, which is okay. Unironically works so well. Good to know. These guys are still taking their time. What is Amor up to? They're still doing their tree. Magadan seems to still be doing their tree. These guys also seem to still be doing their tree. So we're actually ahead a fair bit. Light conversation filled the room as cabinet members and generals eagerly waited for Sablin's arrival. But sound of a door swinging open brought all that to a close. Valery Sablin strode in and took his seat. After a brief pause to take out his notes, began addressing the groups assembled before him. "My comrades, thank you all for coming. We have already overcome much, and yet there is much more to come. Long have we dreamed of this day, but there shall be no more delay." Sablin waited a moment before continuing forward. "Yes, my friends, time has finally come to spread the revolution to the far east. Upon hearing the news, the assembled began applauding, and some cheered. Sablin let them clap, and when they sat down for a few seconds afterwards, he continued politely, formally, but forcefully. We must prepare for war. The fascists, monarchists, and capitals will not submit to us willingly. There's much work to be done, and the tyrants and despots around them will not be happy to see us. We must be strong before we face them. He paused, taking a sip of water. Speaking of water... we must rally, every man and woman in our nation, for the cause. For it is only when our hearts and minds are united can we truly dream of uniting the nation. At the mention of the world nation, some of the generals looked around nervously. The region, yes. The nation? That seemed much more difficult. Sablin noticed, changing the speech accordingly. Regardless, I am confident that we are more than up to the task. We'll unite the banner, nation under one banner. Our banner. The banner of socialism. Sablin's voice rose, stirring in the people a fervor for future promise, and I know that we will be victorious in the end. Long live the socialist revolution. Probably in unison. Long live the socialist revolution. The regent? Pog. Taking a glance at all this real quick. Ooh, admin efficiency, that's nice. It looks like I think we get a bit more. 1, 2, 3, 1. It looks like we get roughly the same amount of admin efficiency either way here, so. Oh yeah, let's go ahead and rely on the commissars. We're in no need of restoring the NKVD and its legacy, even though we already did that. We also do not lack such faith in our people that we feel the need to police them. After all, without the support of the people, we could never have overthrown Yagoda, that tyrant. No, our commissars will not be police meant to instill a culture of fear in the ranks of the army. Instead, their purpose will be ensure the soldiers are disciplined. They shall ensure that our soldiers are educated. Most importantly of all, they shall ensure that our soldiers are motivated and ready to carry out the torch of the revolution. What do we got? Okay. History will not repeat itself, but it sure does rhyme. Living the second times of trouble, follow chaos, blood, and war that comes with it. Pages of Russian history are being written as the bullets fly. And who are we to becoming another footnote? We'll get some more supplies coming in. Guess we'll occupy Irkutsk. Let's go ahead and... we need to be a neighbor of a Soviet Pacific Fleet. That's interesting. Let's attack Yakutia right off the bat. Let's get a field marshal, which is... ew, it's fucking annoying that they automatically assigned you there. But that's besides the point. Slutsky, you say? Argentina scored? Dang it. You're asking how to make Ireland... I found a way that works well. Okay, yeah. Okay. Let's get an offensive line going into Yakutia. Well, forward we go. Let's ready the assimilation. Unfortunately, the Russian Far East has not been a bastion of a socialist idealism. Kolchak, the White Army, the heirs to Harbin, enemies of revolution, all have taken refuge in this desolate frontier. Undeveloped and rimmed with ice, Buryatia grew a healthy hatred for their authoritarian principles of Bukharin's heir, Yagoda. Now, having defeated the Irkutsk government, we stand atop pillars of sand. Socialism cannot be realized without the consent of the people. We must prepare to bring class consciousness to the masses, and awakening them to the fruits of their labor that have been denied. Literature must be gathered, speeches must be made. The restructuring of our newly assimilated territories must be post haste if Sablin's vision is to be realized. No, we're assuming you're not being bureaucracy deficit and still be making money. Good to know. Okay. Yeah, I still gotta eventually get to the, finish up the Finland series. We'll have to revert back to the old patch for that. Hello, my friend. Is it Pomidorf? Is that how you say that? I'm gonna guess Pomidorf, and if I'm wrong, you can correct me. Could use some more offices, so we'll go build them in Buryatia. I'm digging the music, by the way. I really am. It's Pomidor, tomato in Polish, and the PL is what some Polish peeps put in their nickname. Oh, okay. Tomato, I got you. Well, welcome, Mr. Tomato. How are you? The three of them met out in the field near one of the villages that was to be assimilated into the burgeoning nation. It wasn't a particularly important piece, to be certain, but Sablin had decided that they needed some perspective on what was a difficult question. There they stood, strangers in a strange land, wondering just what to do with all the new people they were to govern. There's no need to be so harsh on them. They may have lived under a very different regime, but should we have not be confident our own? We are no oppressors. In fact, we have liberated many from their chains. The merits of our socialism will speak for themselves, and soon they shall be enthusiastic comrades of ours. It's not that simple. How are you so confident? The roots of reactionary thought are deep in their hearts and their minds. Yes, even those villagers you can see in the distance. Must be careful not to let this thought rot our society, so you must do everything we can to destroy them. Sablin wasn't focused on the conversation, instead rolling the problem over and over again in his head. There's no question that the SSR was a socialist state, and must remain that way, but that approach had its issues, and a more gradual assimilation could work too. As they talked well into the night, they made no decision. Looking for something to watch when trying to reform Greater Mongolia for the 8th time now. I wish you the best of luck in that. Are you doing that in Europa, or what are you doing that in? Let's do Russia for the people. You can use that admin efficiency and that political power. We must believe that people are not born reactionary. We are born socialists, understanding love for our fellow man. It's a tragedy that ideals do not survive as we age. Our parents, our peers, our very society shape our beliefs as we age, slowly sliding into conformity with our community. For those of us who keep our idealism alive, the cruelest blows come from the hypocrisy of other idealists. Socialism, the greatest ideal of all, has been betrayed time and time again by the so-called socialists. Who can blame the Russians for turning against the revolution? This is our difficult task, to show the Russians that we are not like those who came before. We will keep our promises, and promise never again will Russia be let down a path of hypocrisy and greed at the expense of a worker. In this land of broken promises, trust is something that must be earned. Argentina scored again. God damn it! Dang it, Croatia. Road to 56. Oh, okay, I gotcha. I see ya. We really just need something to help with movement speed. Because it is slow traveling in this part. Yasuda Crisis. prize there. Croatia somehow scores 2 goals in independent shootout, and that's a clear victory for them. Otherwise, they're fucked. I believe. Is moving. No, don't do that. You do this. Let's do representative councils. Croatia versus. I was just saying, I want Croatia versus Morocco too. I want Croatia versus Morocco too. If we are truly to follow in London's footsteps, we must allow the people to speak for themselves. Local and regional councils, like the Soviets of old, will be established. Here the workers will be able to give voice to their concerns without fear of reprisals. No bureaucratic leviathan knows the farmers as well as the worker. Or the farmer, rather. Nor the factories as well as the workers. Let the people speak, share with us their woes and their suggestions for a better future. It's true that Russia is a diverse land that includes more than just Russians. While we are establishing one council, we must give a voice to the often neglected minorities of our nation, for it is their motherland too. Yeah, but fuck France. You all are bringing up very valid points. Saying if Croatia wins against Morocco, or France wins against Morocco, and Croatia pulls out a victory here, it's going to be 2018 all over again. And I don't know if my heart can take that heartbreak anymore. No offense to the French, but you guys already won one recently. It would be funny. What was Buryatia? Buryatia is the Supervisionaries. Calming Mario is West Siberia. Oh, jeez, it's not 3-0. Ultravisionaries, if you're thinking about the space ones, that's one of the Komi paths. Buryatia are the over-the-top wholesome socialist, I guess. Okay, they missed, thank God. I don't think my heart can take all that intense soccer right now. So I'm going to take a break for the YouTube people. So thanks for always watching. Like, dislike if you didn't. Leave comments, feedback, or anything, then comment section below. Check out the links down in the description box below as well. And I'll see you guys next time. Bye-bye.